Hey everyone, Unseen Saint here. Every week I'm going to be doing a video called Tuning Tuesday. This week's video will be the build and tune for my A-Class Toyota 2000 GT. Right, to start you're going to want to go on to the conversions. You want to do the engine swap. The engine you want to put in is the 3.2 litre i6, should be the first option. Then you want to go to drivetrain and you want to convert this car to all-wheel drive. This is not a real rear-wheel drive car, this is an all-wheel drive. You want single turbo conversion on there. Then you want to go to aero and appearance. For the front bumper you want to put a Forza Race front bumper. This will give you that extra little bit of turning on corners. Rear wing, you're going to want the Forza rear wing. And for the rear bumper you're going to want to put the Toyota rear bumper on there. Tyre compound, I always set my tyre compound as race. I always build grip cars, I don't have many speed cars. The stock front width and the full rear tyre width. For the rim style, there's many options you can use. Some will bump your PI down and some will bump your PI up. You can use this to your advantage when you're doing a build. But yeah, like I said, there's many options you can use. I use the Vintage 501 on the multi-piece rim style. I find this works best for me. You want the stock front and rear rim size. For the drivetrain, you're going to want a race clutch, a race standard transmission, sorry, not the race one, and a race driveline. A race differential, this will be on every single one of my builds. You want the race brakes on there. If you've got a fast car, you're going to want it to stop. The race springs and dampers, just so you can adjust the ride height for off-road races and track races. You want race anti-roll bars on the front and rear. Chassis reinforcement you leave as stock. And the weight reduction, you do a sport. For the engine, you need a stock air intake, a stock fuel system, a stock ignition, stock exhaust, stock camshaft, stock valves, a stock engine block, stock pistons, stock turbo, stock intercooler, stock oil and cooling, and you're going to want the street flywheel just to bump that PI up by a couple of notches. You should now have your build at A800, so for the tyres you want 26.5 on the front and 26 on the rear. Final drive I adjusted to 4.65, just get a little bit more acceleration out of it. -3.7 and -3.5 on the camber. 0, 0, 0, 0 and 1.0 on the caster. The anti-roll bars I have set at 19 and I have set the rear at 22.5. The front spring rate wants to be at 484 and the rear at 540. The ride height I bumped up a tiny little bit to 4.2 on the front and 6.2 on the rear. My rebound stiffness I've set at 13 and 13, and the bump stiffness all the way down at 1 and 1. Brake pressure will vary on different cars depending on weight, but I have the balance set at 55% for this car, and the brake pressure at 140% because it's not a really heavy car. Acceleration you want 50% and 0, on the rear you want 50 and 0 again, and the brake balance I have at 75%. Like, subscribe and comment any questions or ideas for the next video or Tuning Tuesday. Until then, happy racing and keep it clean.